And to come to explanation of this matter, Maamar Prsha Shmos, we need to preface what it says in Midrash Rabbah Shmos, Parsha Gimel, Shmiat HaMavakesh Leyeda. You want to know my name? I'm called according to my actions. So this was in reference to Moshe asking Hashem his name. And he says, Mashmo, Ma'omar Alayim. Pamim Shanikri. So the Medrash continues, Pamim Shani Nikra Bekel Shin Dalid Yud Bitzvos Belokim Behavaya Kishani Dana Sabrios and Nikra Elokim Chulu. So at times I'm called by these different names. When I judge the creations, I'm called Elokim. So at any rate, it's understood from this that the name Elokim hints to a judge. That it says that the plaintiff will draw himself close to the judge. If he did not send his hand into the object of his friend. Sham Kaf Bezayin, the Targum Unclos, and the Unclos translates there, Viskarav Mari de Beisa Lakadam Dayanaya, that the master of the house will draw close to the judges. That Il Ha'elokim is to the judges, Dayanaya. V'chim Pirush Rashi, and that's what Rashi says as well, V'nikrav El HaDayani, and that he draws himself to the judges. V'ayim Bepirush Rashi Reish Perakama de Sanhedrin Daf Beis, so if Hamad Beis V'zel Hashono, when it says in Sanhedrin, Harei Ne'amar Elokim B'haikra, that it says Elokim in this pasuk, Mashma Mumchim, that implies experts, Lashon Sorora V'Rabbanos, a language of ruling and leadership. Kedim Targaminin Rei Nasati Lefanecha Leparo, Rei Nasaticha Elokim Lefaro, like we translate the pasuk. See, I have placed you as an Elokim to Paro. Va'ira Zayin Aleph and V'Targum Unclos Chazid Dimnisich Rav Leparo. It says, see, I have placed you as a Rav, as a ruler, as a Rav to Paro. And we would need experts. So the mitzvah to appoint judges is not just judges, but the fact that the Torah says the name Elokim implies experts and rulers. Ad kan divrei Rashi, that's the end of the words of Rashi there. Rabos banos lashon rabbanos v'sarara. So here it also translates in Eshes Chayil, where it says many daughters have done valor. So it doesn't necessarily mean many daughters, but Rabos Banos means great daughters, like princesses, Rabbanos V'Sarara. Yisro ki gadol mashma shayicholas yesh le'erech zelazeh. So but in Yisro's words, when he says Gadol Hashem Yikol Elokim, implies that the abilities of each other, of Hashem and the other Elokim, so to speak, has some kind of comparison one to the other, which is why he's criticized. Val Elokei HaElokim Mora She'ina Yicholos Be'erech. But the term Elokei, of the Elokim, this implies that there's no comparison between the two. That the ruler of the Elokim, because the word Elokim itself implies the rulership over the other. So if you say he's the Elokei of the Elokim, so that's we just established here that the name Elokim, the word Elokim, implies ruling over and Sarara. So when Yisro says Ki Gadol, that he's just great, it means he's greater than the other, but you can compare them. But the name Elokim over something implies that it rules over it. It's higher than it. Therefore, Elokei HaElokim is different than Gadol Hashem Mikol Elokim. That implies that there's no comparison between them. Ubesifri HaMechkar, Besifri HaKuzri, Tchilas Maimer Revi, Kasav Zelashona. And in the philosophical works, in the book of the Kuzri or the Kuzari, the beginning of the fourth Maimer, it says, Elokim Toar Lemoshel Bedavar Min Advarim, that the name Elokim implies a ruler in any particular matter. Mamunal is a davar o hadayin hamuchel nishpot. Whether they're appointed to any particular thing or the judge that's ready to judge. V'yesh ishi hiye b'chol shuhu rotze bo moshel ba'olam kulo. And it could even be over all. That when he wants, he rules over the whole world. V'yesh hiye b'chelik kishu rotze bo koach mkochos hagalgal oteva minat vayim. And also it's possible that it could just be in a portion, whether it's rulership over the orbit or one of the forces of nature, that's the end of the quote from the Kuzri, Vain Sham Perush, in the Kuzri, that his rulership, he can direct it in general or in particular, it seems. That's what it's saying. Vain Sham Gamkin Maimer Shini Perik Bez. Now he's bringing the radak. The Sifrei Shorashim and the Michlol are both from the radak. Yesh Beis Shorashim. There's two Shorashim. Ha'alef Ayal Loshon Ves Eli Haaretz. The first is an Ayal, a strong one, a ruler, and called an Ayal. Like it says, the strong men of the earth, the great men of the earth, he took. Havulavai b'nei Elim, take to Hashem the sons of the ministers of the Elim, of the strong men. Shinyano koach va'oz, meaning to say, people who have power and ability. V'chin ish le'el yadi. So too the pasuk that says, by Lavan, that I have the power in my hands. B'parshas v'yitzi lamad alef chaftes v'peirush Rashi ish koach v'chayil b'yadi. Rashi says that I have the strength and ability in my hands. And in this shorish as well, the radak includes the name Kel. Kel Elyon Kunei Shem Vayim V'aretz, the high God who acquires the heavens and the earth. Parshas Lech Yudalei Beis, Kel Motziam Mitzrayim, the God who took them out of Egypt, meaning forcibly with his strength. Means Balak Chav Gimel Kav Beis. Because of Ashorish Yesha Lefishuhu Moshel V'yochol Al Hakol. And then there's also the shorish of saving, because he rules over and is able to control all. I guess that's explaining Kel Mos Yom Mitzrayim. It's still in the shorish Kel. And so too in Eov Simin Mem Pasuk Tes, it says, do you have a zroa, an arm like a strong man? And that's the concept of strength. Shishim Kel More al Hakoach Vayichola. So the name Kel then implies strength and ability. So too in Pardes it implies this, that Kel is a language of strength. Look in Likutei Torah on the Maamar to understand the verse, who is a Kel like you. Perush mi ba'al chesed kamocha. Ki chesed kel kol hayom. So there it explains, who is a master of kindness like you. That mi kel kamocha is referring to kindness. Ki chesed kel kol hayom. Because the pasuk says that there's kindness of kel the whole day. So here it implies but the name Kel is kindness. And we could explain it though, like it's explained on the verse, who is like you, who's a Kel like you in the strong ones, Hashem. The Rashi be'elim chazakim, meaning the Rashi says, Bakalim is strong ones. Like he brings the pasuk, like the strong man, he took the strong man of the earth. Well, so this is still a quote from the Likutei Torah. The Likutei Torah brings a perush that Kel is in chesed, but he says it can also say that it's strength. Also the pasuk can tell him, my strong one, quickly come in and help me. And that is because the angels are also called Elim. Like it says, he brought before from Daniel, that you will speak to the angels. So to give to Hashem the sons of the Elim. The Targum Kasav Malachim B'nei Elim. The Targum of that is not just, like princes or ministers, but angels, the sons of Elim. Sons of strong ones. But so why are we calling the angels strong? Why are they called Kel? It's because their ability comes from him and be blessed. And their ability that's in them is confined. It's finite. So then the meaning of the verse then, who is like you? A Kel. Bal koach v'yichol is bilti bal tachlis. Meaning to say that your ability and strength is without boundary, infinite. So there's the difference between the Kel of the Malachim and me Kel Kamocha, when we talked about the Eibishter. Look what it says. When you come to the land, the land of your dwelling, all of this is the root of the word strong one, that's brought from the radak in Sefer Hasharashim. V'od b'shoresh ele, so too in the shoresh of Aleph Lamed Hey. So that's Aleph Yud Lamed. But in Aleph Lamed Hey, Kasvu ele kol lashon elokus. That the word Aleph Lamed Hey is from the language elokus, of godliness. V'tush eloka asahu, and he abandoned the divine that made him. Parshas Hazinu Lamed Beis Tesvav Nishmas Eloka Yovedu Be'iyuv Daled Test says, from the soul of God that they will be destroyed. And so Eloka and Elokim are together. So in that case, Kel is one name and Elokim is another. These are the two Shirashim of Kel and Elokim, according to the radak in Sefer Shirashim, is Ayol and Ele, or Eloka. V'chein HaShoresh Yesha, so the Perish is Shoresh Yesha, Yikra HaBorei Yisparach Elokim, so it explains there, Yikra HaBorei Yisparach Elokim, that the Creator may be blessed, is called Elokim Lashon Koach V'Gvura, a language of strength. Yore al memshalto, and this hints to his rulership, v'yicholto, and his ability. He also bal tachlis kol yachelchu, since he is a ruler over purpose. Here, tachlis doesn't mean boundary; it means that he is able to control the kol yachelchu and can do anything. Look what it says about this concept of he can do everything. In the Maamar, they bring a garment, Maamar Shemizeh, the Torah or that this ability to do anything implies the ability to create something from nothing. That's why it says that in the beginning Elokim created, because that hints to his ability, that has the ability of Kol Yachol, can do everything, because that's Yesh Ma'ayin, the Bereshis Bara, the beginning of creation. And this is from the language of my strong one, come to my help. So before we brought Ayalusi as a language of the Shorosh of Ayel from the Radak, he says this pasuk hints to strength and is connected to Shimkel. But here in L'Chorah, this is still from the Maamer Yuviu Levush Malchus. It implies that this is connected to Hashem Elokim. V'chein omer Elokim lo sekalel kinyo lehadayin v'hashofet. So it says, do not curse the judge. It's a expression of the judge, of the judges. Shayicholis nitna biyado asos mishpachulu, that the ability was given into his hand to do judgment. So specifically, the idea of kol yachol or yicholis is implied in the name Elokim. Look, in the Bar Benel's Pirush in Bereshis, where he explains this name very well. Hashurish Yesha, that's Ad Kanashona Yashurish Yesha. So all of that is a quote from the Shurish Yesha. Meaning Kamukin Pirush Betorah or Pasha Miketz Dibur Hamaschil Ki Ata Neri. So in the Maamer, you are my candle, and when explaining the verse, I will lift you up, my God the King. That also it says there, it's from the language Elokah, the Ele Haaretz. No, he says Elokai HaMelech is not like the name Elokim, but like from the name Ele Haaretz, the strong ones of the land. Or maybe you are saying it is from the name Elokim. At any rate, Elokai HaMelech is like the strong ones of the land. That it's a language of strength, that Shezeh Amar David HaMelech Alav Shalom Ba'avor Klalos Olam, that David HaMelech said for the whole general world, that the light of the infinite that fills all creation is in a concept of the king. That's Aromim Chalokai HaMelech. Meaning to say that he rules over the world. He has a strength over it. So that's Elokai HaMelech. That's why it's called Elokai. Because it shows his rulership as being a king over the world. So what does it mean to lift up the strong king? That you're lifting up then the ability and the concept of godliness within creation, the Mamalak Olamin, lifting it up to the Kel Elyon, the high king, the high supernal God, Koach HaSoviv Kolamin, which is the Eibishter as he is encompassing the worlds, not filling them. So you show that the Mamalak Olamin is the godliness within creation. You unite it and show that it's one. It's the same thing as the Soviv Kol Alamin. You lift it up to the Soviv Kol Alamin. That as in godliness as it encompasses all creation. Look what it says in the Maamar, that you will greaten the strength of Adnai. So that's connected to this concept. Look what it says upon the verse. Our great is our master and great strength. So the Rav Koach is Gematria Reish Lamed Vav, which is 236. That 236,000 parsas or whatever is the Shir Koma Shel Yud. So Bereshis is the height of creation, so to speak. That he rules over creation. Therefore you need to lift up this concept and to connect it and tie it to the essence of the infinite light. Maybe blessed. Ubina nekra koach. So bina is also called koach. Ishlomer, we can say lefishaba meir atika kadisha. So if the koach implies the concept of ruling, so how is bina called koach? It's because it shines into it from the highest level, the atika kadisha. There's also 28 letters in the pasuk Bereshis bara. He creates the world. Kaf ches beis pamim yod. That kaf ches is gematria 28, 2 times yud daled 14, which is hand. Implies the 2 hands. Nata yamino bara shamayim, nata smolo bara aretz. That he stretched forth his right hand and created the heavens, and stretched forth his left hand and created the earth. So too there's 28 letters in the verse of Vayidaber in the 10th commandment. That over there it's 2 times the right hand. And that's what it means, I will lift you up. Maybe with your hands, it's like the imagery of someone lifting up with their hands, perhaps. Or maybe it refers to the strength in the hands. Look what it says about someone who answers a minyan shmiraba with all of their strength, specifically with all of their strength. At any rate, we learned that the name Elokim is also a language of strength and ability, the concept that he can do it all. And this is a borrowed term as well, the name Elokim, for a judge, because the judge also has the ability and strength over ruling. And similarly, is the explanation of the verse, see, I have placed you as an Elkim to Paro Lashon Rabbanos V'Srara, as a ruler and a lord over him. So one is Kol Yochel, the second is Shofet, and the third is Rabbanos and Srara. 3 perushim here, and the name Elkim. But they're all tied together to the same concept, the idea of Yecholis, of ability and rulership, the ability to control and rule over, and strength. They all are implied in the idea of Yecholis. But nonetheless, this ability is not certain in the hand of Moshe. It's not sealed, so to speak, and not only to him. He doesn't have control over it. Only as it's drawn to him, the command from the living Elokim. And similarly is the concept that he's called the Elokei of the Elokim. Shamalachim Nikrau Elkim. Back to the original question about the angels. So the angels are called Elokim, Lo Shehem Elokus, not to say that they're God, Chas v'Shalom, or godly. They're not godliness itself that can control and rule. Kishor Shashini is just like Moshe was not. Kishor Shashini, like the second Perush that he brought, that from the Shirashim, that Aleph Lamed K is a language of Elokus. Elashem Bali Koch v'Yicholos, because there's two Perushim in Shirashim. One is that it's a language of strength, and the second is that it's Elokus, Elokah. The first Perush, that's Yikoch and Yicholos. That applies to them, but the second Shoresh of Elokus does not apply to the Malachim. So here you have this term Elokei HaElokim. The first Elokei is Elokus, and the second Elokim is the Yicholos, that they are given strength and ability that's nimshach to them from the Elokus. So the Malachim have the second Shoresh from Sefer HaSharashim, from the Radak, that they are Shehim Bali Koch v'Yicholos, that they are creations of ability and strength, Kifiyah Shoresh Arishon, like the first Perush of the Radak. Lashon Surara, or alternatively, like the language of rulership, the Pharaoh that I have placed you a ruler over Paro. The Kemoshkaz v'Bechai Parshas Yisro b'Shem Maranban ki yadu lehem koach hasrara ala umos, because it's known for them the strength and ability over the nations. Like in Daniel, that the ministering angel of the kingship of Persia and so forth. When it's all in his will may be blessed and his watching over. Therefore, Elokei Elokim is also called Gam Hu Beis Dino, is him and his Beis Din, his judge, his court, his heavenly court. Why is Elokim also called him and his basement? Because Elokei is the godliness part, and Elokim is the judge's part. Him Ayin Beis Tzuruf Elokim, in the 72 combinations of the name Elokim, Shem Hem Nisavu Ayin Beis Malachim, from which are created 72 angels. Hem Nikrau Beis Din, they're called his Beis Din, because that's the number for a Sanhedrin. That's why they're called Elokim. Just like the court down below, the Beis Din down below is called Elokim.